Really event bonus units. Okay. No, wait. For this one, we should go about like. No, we can spin the Vanguard for too long. I should come back. Let him. Dante. Huh? Oh, sorry. Did you say something? Provide you an answer to your question, but you exhibited more observable response. Is Sinner's combat performance deteriorating beyond manageable challenges? No, things aren't that bad, but just hard to focus on one conversation when trying to support battles happening in 3 different places at once. On top of that, Rhodey's shopping to cat is starting to get a little distracting. 3 days after we entered in Corp's district, Bus pulled open the Bash pre-spend Corp to take care of our distortion case. This contract was supposed to be jointly handled with the LCD team, but sources suddenly start cutting up all over an area of that street's called Butter Street without any coherent pattern, no observable obvious point of origin or speed spread. Nothing convenient like that, and I had no choice but to split the sinners in several groups and send them out. Otis, Ishmael, Sinclair, Duncan, Yasong, and Maso were on their way to the rendezvous with the LCD team. Each with Gregor and Hongwu was suppressing distortions that showed up from other distortions, and with our onboard stock straight down to the bottom, Rodin and Roshu, who were done with their share of the expression work, were put in charge of buying supplies for the bus. As for Faust, she decided to stay behind with me on the bus. I wanted to get through the consultation sessions I've been putting off, and I thought I might as well get myself some much needed practice with handling the new golden bow power I've acquired. To reiterate, there are no issues that require special concern regarding Faust. It is true that Faust owns several. Sorry, one second. It is true that Faust has, on several recent occasions, expressed dissatisfaction with certain Faust. However, those instances should be classified as a mere personal grievance. I mean, that's good if that's all there is to it, but it's not the first time Faust had seemed unlike himself. There have been times before where she spent far longer than usual alone, lost in thought, moments where she could not produce an immediate answer to questions from the other sinners. Could it be you can't access the shelf craft? May I ask your basis for that inference? Because you're acting like a lot like you did back on the book train. It appears that there remain occasions in which you are still capable of surprising Faust Dante. I was right. You really are cut off from the Gestalt craft. That was not intended as confirmation of the conjecture. You're just saying that she can take glasses because she's spellcraft. May as well be that she can't. I was gonna ask more and get to the bottom of it, but the way she was precise within the subject told me that prying wouldn't give you any further insight. Why, right. I won't press you. I don't want to talk about it. Your reserve is appreciated. Shall we move on? Your conversation is the next directive. After cross-referencing the records pertaining to the recent events in the House of Spiders, it would appear that memories concerning the individuals designated Sword and Ren currently remain only to you, Dante. As such, should the influence of Ryoshu and her sword lead to further omissions in the official records, the manager will be responsible for supplementing the necessary information. Yeah, not the first time I was left alone. Not the first time I was the only one left with memories of Black Tom. That's right, despite K-Corp's memory procedural patterns erasure by the Golden Bow's power. Araishi severing people from existence. I was the only one who remembered what had transpired. Ironically enough, the memories I had prior to hitting my head with this clock still showed no signs of return. I want my old memories to come back though. It's because of this blockhead. Speculation based on your experience with Weston thus far will not meaningfully contribute to recovery of your former memories, Dante, or manage it. Inductive reasoning conducted from memories with gaps, after all, is bound to have structural limitations. Bongi would serve as an adequate analogy. Bongi? Yes, Bongi. Doing feeding replacement body mass alone with no meaningful basis for denying the purpose of its reoccurring. Even at the terminal stage, when exposed to the kitchen instruments and the Hiosto, it is Mnestic Experience to provide inadequate to constitute an understanding of its ultimate purpose. Likewise, the ultimate answer to your doubts can only be obtained from the whole of the experience that you have accumulated at the terminus of your entire journey. That is your allotted mission, because treasure awaits at the end of the road. The end of this hell. And that treasure will be next my memory in my head. Also, indeed, at the end of the road, you'll be able to engrave your aspect. So I have no idea what aspect means, or even whether it's an object, but if I know one thing, it's that from the me, from before all of this began, I wanted it so badly, obsessively, desperately. It's more like an instinctive knowledge. But with my memories gone, that feeling, however strong it is, does not change the fact that it's just another word with no mental lunge. So, you're not going to tell me what it actually is, are you? The aspect. It means, or why I wanted it so much. If it remains a piece of information that must be disclosed to you, then no. I'm unable to tell you. Pay no mind, you are still following your heart skeptically. Please concentrate on the journey. More importantly, have you become accustomed to that unequally found? Current observation suggests you have yet to arrive to that level. All gotten pretty useful focusing on one place at a time, but keeping track of several places at once is still a bit rough. I was doing well in combat with my direct supervision, and earlier teams shuffling and not engaging about them. Staying mind off them would prove much easier, but that would give me the much needed practice. That won't give me the much needed practice. So my best is to keep an eye on every center status. Scientific familiarity which should result in subsequent tactical value. You will be able to cast a wider net when information gathering employ previously unattainable tactical values. Right, and I'd also be able to tell when it's about time to pull something in too. Even as some Hudon, I make sure not to stop observing the places where each group is and what they're doing. Yep, and when we go to the real strike hold, Hansi and entries seems still doing pretty well even without my interruptions. It's rodeo, wait, she's just stuck all of the pastries and bread she brought for she managed to do that with a big baguette. And then scoop, let's see. Looks like they joined up with the LCD team without any issues. LCD, and that guy needs to hang on. Faust. That's a dude I've never seen before, but he's this dude I've seen before, but he seems a bit different from what I remember. Could you specify the issue? I'm in a situation right now. Should probably join up with them, too. He's on the concentration here. He's rather recipients, Dante. If he is serious nature, perhaps to request support from the LCC. No, it's not, it's dead. I won't say it's not serious. Rendezvous. This is going from bad to worse, really. Dante seems to be tied up helping the other groups. Most command and calls are working out well enough. I'll give her that. We managed to hold the line better than expected, but we're definitely starting to feel strained. Why are you waving your hand over? On the hand signals? Wait, hand signals? Yeah. What's from the Onsawas even supposed to mean? No. It's scatter. Damn it, so scatter! Crash. I was supposed to put stuff back. Even workers with nothing but the most rudimentary military training would recognize a hand signal that was sick. Well, we're not all trained soldiers here, are we? Barely. The flourish of a single hand doth indeed make both of us chivalric elegance. Yet when thou suddenly wavest thine arm about, clenching and unclenching thy hand in that mystical fashion, only to suddenly turn fail. Forsooth, I am befit understanding what thou meanest to say. Cousin honors me, unswabbing his disciplined interpreter of basic field time. No, pictures of considering my sailing gigs. Realistically speaking, did you really expect ordinary people to be able to understand professional military signals? It's unacceptable. You've been deployed under my lead. You're still ignorant when it comes to non-verbal signals. I don't think even Dante would know those signals. Yep, mine's supposed to be splitting hairs. Literally. As the peers are agitated hot and following the soldier's instructions, we should express in his drop. Megaton landing! Sorry. Hey, pretty cool, huh? Let's face it, I don't make one heck of an entrance. Aren't you supposed to be playing over the sources upstairs? Oh, Benito a million years ago. You guys take forever, so I figured I'd take a peek and lend a hand. You're awesome. You're welcome. Sorry. Lit up by a thundering scent, the fullest form and shape but now crushed beyond meaning. Something deep enough to be likened to the incipient. It's not. Insipid, I can't read that. Of a wellspring. Don't you worry about it. That's the last cast team, after teams take care of. Anyway, that should be all right. The bolts of your behind neutralized flash to the source from south of the building. Great! You take them to store people's faces and clothes. The faces are all segmented, missing and crawl. Not a pleasant sight. As for their attire, this one appears to be a sweeper. And that one yonder bears the attire of an ordinary fixer. And so it's not landed on probably a local resident, just my clothes. Maybe you haven't seen anything nearby versus a big pop in flesh. Maybe not. Okie dokie. You know what? Then let's all head upstairs. This expression was kind of a pain. We'll need to put together a nice, neat plan before we start poking at it too hard. I find that says thou. How was this not a mere matter of slaying sources when they stand? Huh? Wait, did nobody brief you? This has all been the structure of our assignments. We are given instructions to be performed, and only afterwards do we perceive the nature and contour of the task which we have committed by our hands. Really? Guess every department has its own way of doing things. No big deal. I'll explain everything once we're upstairs. Oh, by the way, you didn't get to meet the whole time, did you? The team last time, did you? Only a new girl. This time, that dude, Mr. Bambi at Kinzo, also here, so... Huh? He's okay now? Eh, sure he is. You'll be surprised once you see just how okay he is now. Last time he's still under treatment. To be precise, I believe it's on... Do stated that his mind is yet to regain some tranquility. I bet. You'll get it once you see him. I feel like we'll just have to end up having the same conversation twice if I say anything about it now. You have arrived. It's blinding. So bright. That's British, hang on. The midday sun is pouring in like crazy. Hit the warm tick up sunbeams rather agreeable. Oh, this is not something like, because unlike this, there is more to the sunshine than to them. What exactly is this light? What is this thing on again? It's bright enough to prime my eyeballs. Oh jeez, maybe because I am yet to be accustomed to this machine. This is my first time laying a hand on the complicated workings of such a contraption. It activates a limited cord, and yet I have yet to discover the method by which it may be silenced. That's why I told you to leave it alone. Dealing with things you don't understand usually ends with something where you broke it. Nothing good comes of it, I tell you. Until Moses has struck me that never when an advent clues are hidden under the veil of one's surroundings must be examined with care. Yes, and it only works if you're savvy about the map. Hang on, did you say pencil? I had not yet afforded a proper introduction to introduce him to you. This here is the esteemed leader of the Blade lineage, who is all but a master under whom I have placed. You really have to dress up like that? I told you I only took on the role because there wasn't anyone else around to take on the job. Switch. I gotcha. Goodness. No one has bamboo had to keep him. Yes, that's me. Guess I should say pleased to meet you, folks. Who the fuck is this? fuck is this? That is not Kim. That cannot be Kim. I was like her hair. Okay, so more often than not, first impressions are prone to change. Ben Petticoat was a man who drowned in his own fathoms, blaming himself for his powerlessness was his heavy voice. That, however, had been a while since while he was restored and sunk it into himself. Really, his original personality might be somewhat different. But this is not just somewhat. His personality isn't even in the same ballpark as my expectations. You're telling me this guy here is Bamboo-Headed Kim? Yep, we double checked that, and she says he really is the same gay. Oh, that firing has not at all. Fascinating stuff. Who are you? Nah, you are not Kim. You cannot be Kim. Can you check again? Just in case? I really can't wrap my head around the fact that this is the sullen, serious man whom we fought. Just look at what he's doing. He's rubbing my face all over like he's turning out some kind of metal piece of ornament. Lots of taking and talking going on. That's supposed to sound like then talk to you folks, huh? Another confirmation will be right on the tape. This individual is conclusively identical to the one singing is Bamboo-Headed Kim. I've got no idea what you folks are so suspicious about. I do, just what exactly have you been telling people out there about me? They're all staring like they've seen a ghost. I told them you're all gallant and formidable warrior, mentor. But they don't look like they've heard the most flattering things about me. Yeah, don't you hear it? The faint undercurrent of disappointment and tickle. I have spoken you in a few words, with affectionate for the followers under your command. And good. Yes, mentor? That's a complete utter lie. A few words is definitely not something you can say about a guy who's as talkative as me, don't you think? It is spoken of full sort. Although your conduct is rather shallow and perhaps a less refined for a leader of an organization, you're much more reserved and taciturn when conversing with those unfamiliar to you, are you not? No matter who may one be, one is bound to inspire either approval or disapproval from those around him. So I refrain from mentioning any truths that might involve the latter. To even hint at anything that might tarnish the reputation of my master would not be unlike spitting on his name, and mine by extension. Visibly, I have no reason to put on the air of my own thoughts. In any case, so you can't see anything I blocked this part, Do tell. My fingers am I holding up? Those are not my eyes, you know. You know, folks, huh? And you have already acknowledged and said that you now belong to this company. Why did that not pay a visit to the LCE? Verily, when one's mind is plagued by the absence of tranquility, venturing forth into the open air and touchable field of grass clear the stone of the heart. Now, some of the company is expected to act in the company's interest. Yeah, for whatever reason, I didn't see you fighting on the field of battle during Operation Spiderfire. You will have to account for your actions in the mission. Lois addressed Kim as though she recognized me. The whole investigation, every word flat and hard. As obvious she was not about to let her guard down anytime soon. What mission? Oh, that one. Kim finally seemed inclined to assume a more serious disposition. Stop peering into my face and turn towards others. All those hands to my head. Alright, clearly this is understanding expectations here. Listen, here are you. I'm really not all that hard about all that about hard about this work. Get what I mean? Your opposite dissonant was his expression and the words coming out of his mouth. But let's talk about the kind of I am. Meet the resident layabout who's supposed to do his job. But for round 2, I'm by that. Only means that I got absolutely no other choice. I'm really not some big shining dude who's apparently promoting the assholes. And I'd very much like to stop getting roped into stuff that keeps my life on the line. Then why did you and Gail see in the first place if you'd rather be unemployed? Never mind, probably forced you to say. We catch on quick. First, he spout this nonsense about extortions and all. Force hired me, calling me a company-owned resource, or whatever. And the other day, they were again on about, what's his name, Golden Bow? Yes, they invited me on the tour of the department to listen in on some important presentation. and I accepted. I thought it would have been a fine opportunity to broaden my perspective. Indeed, dear. There are times when your commitment to duty shines brighter than the sun. I find that attitude so dazzling that I just when I'm looking at you. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm wearing this bamboo hat. Shade my eyes from your utter brilliance. You mean that you use a native shield to protect your eyes? Hey, Ezra, my husband has been over what's repairs like left so mental. Oh, that's not too much of an imposition on the budget, that is. They are sunglasses! I severely doubt they're that expensive. That right there. That's what I keep telling you not to do. You can't just say yes to every single thing he says and turn it into supply rules. Small expenses add up, you know? You gotta save up for everything in the piggy bank while you still can. Or you'll end up broke. Is there truly no room for reconsideration? No means no. Pray make the purchase for me. Then pray make the purchase for me. I shall cover the cost myself. No, wait, what? My poor mentor is in a state of great discomfort. If there's now the wisdom to acknowledge to navigate the overtime of merchants and the maze of stalls to locate the very best times. So I must beg of you to stay there. You're giving me a freaking headache, girl. I am aware that you and your serve no strangers to such dwellings. There's no one else I can trust to lead to such a procurement with swiftness of the wind. You know what? Never mind what I said. I'll just get you what you want. You heard the gentle lady mentor. Your suffering shall soon be alleviated. Right. My apologies for interrupting you mid-conversation. Right, continue. There's probably even when I invite you to one other department. I was saying words left her lips, then her eyes glimpsed with something I couldn't really put my finger on. But it was a strange intensity that kind of chilled down my spine. Yeah, so that day I was just gonna relax here and watch some TV. Oh, good on you for showing up to work today, I guess? Let's say that's debt to be repaid. At least you understand that we are indeed indebted to the company. Yeah, I suppose I do. Kim's gaze lingered at Ingdu's prosthetic arms as he answered. Oh, makes anything do with your arms. Only after following Kim's gaze, Sinclair seemed to know this Ingdu's brand new prosthetic arms. Last time we saw her, Ingdu had lost both her arms. And I remember Answer asking her to sit tight and choose what type of prosthesis she wanted. Those arms are probably it. It's just not arms, even up closer to now. That sword. As on Spanish when the news whose apparition has been concluded. The gracious host and one of the LCD teams had prepared them in advance. With evident satisfaction in it, Ingdu held up her dark metallic wrists as if to showcase them. Components fixed along her arm, clicked and rattled, unfolding for a moment before neatly folding back into place. Oh, such graceful smoothness! What is machine articulation? 'Tis as though I am beholding the most marvelous prosthesis of the illustrious Siegfried himself. Yep. Showcase would have gone pretty lackluster without the trademark reaction. This is during similar to the sports industry's N7 lineup. That model is complete. Nah, not theirs. It's one of their prototypes developed by the LCD's Phenomena deciphering team, and they put him on her trial. Yeah, you find another like him. They're based on the technology spun from distortions. Oh, I see. For a brief moment, Sinclair's eyes lit up as if he felt something that brought him back to the memory. Then just quickly he fell silent, whether he wanting to say is catching his chest. Did something trouble you, Master Sinclair? It wasn't hard to understand what struck the tender memories for Sinclair when I cast a shadow over his face. But sorry, it just reminded me of something from a long time ago. My dad used to work with prostheses before he passed away. That's the exact model I saw back then. He appears like back taint. In fact, these arms have still a painful memory. For that, I apologize. It's alright, I'm fine now. But his voice still carried a faint tremor. Beneath it, there was a permanent stand-up, and therefore, he really had grown a great deal. You can thank yours truly for picking the sword. How's that for her? I did inform Lady Ezra that any blade that could serve as a weapon would suffice, but she insisted on browsing the goods. I dare say I was given the opportunity to lay my eyes on every type of sword I could have ever hoped to see in this life. Walking through the workshop street that day. Oh, please, girl. Girl, we just walked for 4 hours. It's nothing. While everyone's distracted, taking in Ingdu's new outfit and equipment, Kim had quietly stood away from the crowd and crouched down in the corner. There's things scattered around, picking them up. Is he practicing that? Anyways, what is this place supposed to be? What are all these things? It's sleep wreck now, but there are strobes and that cloth backdrop back there. Maybe it was supposed to just be a photo studio? Oh, that could be why there's so many photos stuck around the place. Probably this thing definitely looks like a camera at least. Think of like a small cylindrical object turned over in its hands, studying with curiosity. What do you suppose this is? A battery? Ah, some kind of strip design. Let's just pull it out. No, that's... Just Shadow's sharp warning and glares that she didn't realize something. We saw her hand shot out before she could even finish clasping Sinclair's wrist before the strip could be pulled out. What did I do? There was just something like damages these objects. I can pull a little bit up though. You can leave your arm. Carefully rotate the rigid selection cylinder. I'm currently blocking the sunlight from reaching exposed section. Damage is up in time. Oh, okay, can you just run out? Is the part that rotates? Yep, it went back in. With the bottom had mental the object in his hand. Gain speed. Filming them. Slinging on the outside. Experiment number 4. It appears to be a compact roll of a film camera. Using the panel number 4. Yes. I saw his answer came without any further explanation, but he just the camera on the table. Certainly didn't look like he was a first timer. I wanted to proceed before the contained routes taken on film cameras during the war. Film rolls used by Incorp are particularly difficult to falsify. They were often used to collect intelligence during secret operations. The film flexes light directly onto the medium point card. A peculiar expression flashed across Ezra's face as she regarded others. Perhaps it was the mention of war that caught her attention. Anyway, we've managed to regroup them all in one piece. Let's come up with a plan to deal with these distortions, guys. Where should we begin? Then, in the next class, she returns her usual bubbly self and see if the conversation away from the subject. But that's when we are both still trying to be misconceptionally inflicted on ourselves. Sorry, one sec. For all her unfailingly perfect disposition, Ezra, too, may be hearing from my numerous efforts to devastating as Gregor's. Does it yet remain all done? Discovering elimination? Huh? Yeah, wait. You're right. We haven't ended up distortion already? I couldn't hit feeling more traces of distortion nearby, and it didn't seem like any ascendant teams also were actively engaged in battle at the moment either. I don't think he's asking for that distortion distortion suppression hasn't not in fact already been included. Oh no, not yet. Google just finally got caught up in distortion. And actually just thought that was we didn't even got close to distortion's inflection point yet. Inflection point? Anyways, finding an inflection point of team is gonna take some time. It won't be too bad with your help. As swept her eyes around the room with a look of frustration as though she'd just been handed a puzzle box with half the pieces missing. By inflection points, are you referring to the point on a graph which the directionality of its curvature changes? Calling to mind the... Excuse me. Someone in the present context may less be a mathematical term, more of a specialized polyspace referring to the point at which distortion occurs. The motive, intent, or indeed the point at which inflection of mind occurs. Yep, that's about it. That's the kind of inflection point I was talking about. So in our department, we use that term to mean what's the distortion, the inflector, or cause behind it. Stuff like that. You know, it's sort of hard to show you don't know the core of what cause. Since you see on the surface all you like, but if you never find the root cause, the distortion is never going to get solved. So I guess you guys never really wanted to look into that kind of stuff, huh? But your boss clock opens the doors to the new fans, door into their fans, or whatever, right? You mean intelligence of products? Yep, that's the one. But when we're setting sorts of really high maintenance, time-consuming headaches, it's one thing to somehow manage to locate the inflection point, but curing it is another thing. You guys can just march straight in someone's heart, knock the snot out of that thing in there, and then ta-da! Patient ready for discharge. That's how it works, right? I'm not gonna lie, I was so jealous when I heard about it. I was bit my sleeve off. Barely, your team said about resolving distortions once the foe was vanquished, as we want to do. Was that not so? Of course not! But anyone come to us with a source suspicion request if it were that simple in the first place. But yeah, most of the time people try to brute force their approaches to it first, and when things go south, they send requests to the company or to our architect's office. It's kind of sounds bingo. Apparently the bread and the butter speak the street. Adult chipped in to commission all kinds of agencies like ZY and the combat specialized fixer offices, but none of them could actually do things right, and that got passed on to us. The distortion phenomena related to this kind of photography is still occurring on checks on the streets. Exactly, that's why we gotta find something. Anything that might count as a clue. Ezra gazed down at the people lying on the floor and looked into expression. Neat ash gray suits, the logo on the collar of their faces. Hey, is that Ancorp's logo? I think it wasn't, so I was going to play with Ancorp. What, you used to work with these people? Yeah, he did mention that he used to work at Ancorp. Maybe you can awesome insight. You know who these guys are, sir? Yes, manager. These are Ancorp's Class 2 staff members. Given the camera briefcases in their possession, they are more likely members of the Pinframe Team of Service at Diclo. Was oversight the information, as though he were pulling it from one file he had already saw and placed it on in the back of the shelf of his mind. Okay, Frame Team, huh? Anything you tell us about him? Yes. He's one of Ancorp's many field departments related to the information gathering and disposal and processing. Their primary duties include the handling of Ancorp's internal information, analysis of Ancorp's internal intelligence, the sorting and arrangement of Ancorp's internal information, and intersector. That'd be enough. Oh, is you talking encyclopedia or something? Yeah, nothing to detail, so you think it'll be okay if we borrow him sometimes? Might be an issue for us if you want to just borrow our team's encyclopedia. But everyone agrees that he's an encyclopedia. Anyways, your encyclopedia is right. They're a Ancorp's mainframe team. As before in Ancorp's Nest. But why would people be already busy enough to dealing with the Mnestic come all the way out here to adapt a shabby black street like this? Got any guesses? I'm unable to tell him that. The possible range of connection between the two pieces of information is exceedingly broad. Listing every relevant reason as to why they may have come here will require considerable amount of time. Therefore, I will not present determinative answer to that question. Ezra staring holes into me with an unspoken. Is dude always like this? Wouldn't pull any answers from me, you know. Because aside from the combat situations, I've still got no idea, no way to figure out what's going on, they said. Okay then that's how it is. It'll be easier for me to answer. From a Jake's point of view, and that was when I noticed something I never imagined would happen. Russell's eyes widened, his gaze fixing me with such force that I could almost feel the faint tremor. The leveling stare that came with there was no such thing as an objective point of view to manage. A clipped tone and a look almost bordering on rebuke. Given judgment may seem infinitely close to objectivity. Ultimately, all things are subjective without exception. I fell silent for a moment, lost in thought. Part of it was because So's reaction had caught me off guard. I also wondered whether this response might be connected to why he would always refuse to make judgment for himself. And if this has something to do with his turn, which I know is just around the corner, got it. Then tell him 3 subjective reasons you think are most likely for why these people had to come all the way into the back streets. I need to understand who he actually is as much as I can. Because I'll never know when I'll get another chance to really get to know him if I brush this off as a simple, oh, I see, my bad, as usual. Yes, manager. I presume for fuck's sake. I presume that the mission was one or all of the following. Retrieval of video recording or recordings in violation of the Ancorp's taboo, prompt eliminator of the violator, contact with an informal in the back streets, collaborating with Ancorp's Nest, or identification and arrest of a wanted individual or individuals assigned and designated by the Nest. Taboo? These people could be taboo hunters? Nah, no way. They'll say that how taboo hunters for every single violation, you know? Like, wings usually leave minor taboo violations to be handled by subcontractor fixer offices or employees of the district in charge. I'd say these guys here are Ancorp staff. Miss Angdu, what are you looking for in your pockets? I'm looking for the belongings from the clues to be hidden in the sleeve of the fold of the garments. Lady Moses' head is giving me what he got into 7 feet. The truth from what lies before but a single grace. Yet my eyes are so born to such a feat. Let me take a look too. Someplace fun and okay, someone's wallets, let's put that back, it only may be robbers. Aha! This might be it. It's an order missive. As a pulled sheet of paper from the court, staff's code and read its contents aloud. Work details. Elimination of the individual for Category 3 taboo violation. Address Butter Street. It's the place! Which means all of this might be pointing towards something. Whoever used to work in the studio, the source from on might be connected. Yeah, now that you mention it, when that whole pop and change thing happened, it did kind of feel like a camera flash. Alright, let's start by coming through this place. Let me know if you find anything suspicious. Oh, at long last, at the hour arrived for my debut as a detective officer. Don't you say it must have been set for not getting played detective back in T-Corp. No idea where she'd been keeping them, but she immediately pulled out the detective policy that had given her back Rodeo, Ryoshu, and Honglu back then. Barely, I had foreseen that the day would come. Fortunately, Otis wasted no time putting an end to Dunke's badly timed shenanigan. A sharp dressing down from her was enough to make our dedicated chivalry adventurer stuff that should cost him away. Okay, then, we should get moving too. Oh, that was a lot of reading. Oh, combat. There within 10 turns. Okay. Gonna change this to Mal.
화점에 두지.
오케이. 이럴 것 같아.
대스 부름이.
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면
One of those house spiders.
필두, 출진.
It's been a long time rifling through the photo studio with the LCD team, but no one found any decisive evidence. There are a lot of photos around, but almost all of them are just pictures of buildings. Nothing much shown from that. Half of the canister contain film rolls Claire picked up. There are no remaining items here. The counts are probably clues I can imagine. And the rest are all in plastic containers. And it's probably best to check the contents of the film roll directly. Yes, exactly, manager. I'll find a way to film the film. Do you guys find any sort of photo development room or equipment nearby? Search a little more before we see what's in that film roll. And so, what do you mean of this object? For the 8th time, Engdu, I have no idea. But wit's bright enough to understand all that lies before me with a single glance like that team leader. I would have passed the royal examination long ago and secured myself a lucrative position as a court official. But mentor, I hadn't already passed the royal. Once swung, his heart does not reach its arc, Engdu. So it is with life. There is no undoing what has already been cut. Thus, it is unnecessary to dwell on what can no longer be undone. There is no after for what has been slashed away. For you, Mento, ought you not dwell on what can no longer be undone? I misspoke. I did not mean to say that. I do. I merely meant to say that you do not wish to recall my past. I am aware. You have told me as such since long ago, whenever you are placed in a position to retrace the path. Mostly at the entry eateries where you fill your bellies on the times, each time you brought down the stone wall for our palace by your erring hand. Those are exactly the kind of things you should never forget. My belly. I feel suffocating in my belly. Spot. Oh, the very wound you gave me. Flips me still. The one from when you thought you were only poking with a scour, yet by some cruel turn, it's your sword that ran me through. You said yourself to be healed, and I do not need to concern myself with it. Those very same words have been repeated at least 80 times. But still aches every now and then. Weirdly, when I hear your shock-cutting words, I really don't want to hear. That's so. And use only pulled on a sheen and began furiously writing something down. What's this? I wrote down the words like I just said. Feeling my shock-cutting words affect still, maybe perhaps reading them instead would have caused some suffering. Feeling's face began to come out like a wet dish towel before being running dry. I really can't believe this is the same mentor Engdu's fall so diddly. Where's all that dignity and forbearance Engdu said he had? Young Engdu? Doesn't matter, I'd like to ask of you. Apparently I was the only one who felt that way about him. I speak freely. This may be discourteous inquiry, but I too, when speaking to the others of whom I who often ornament my words with a laudation of an unexpected degree, and yet I understand your concern, Lady Don Quixote. I suppose this is the first time seeing my mentor with shoulders so embrace entering Limbus. And when I first beheld him, I was wondering whether such a man could truly be a leader would place my faith in. However, on my honor, I assure you that I have never once uttered a falsehood when I spoke of you to you. I spoke towards the blades of my own and foes alike. My determination to safeguard what must be rejected, even should my honors be turned apart. All these are undoubtedly the teachings that my mentor had imparted in me. True? I am fortunate. Fortune should grant the opportunity to make mentor's true self. Day. That is to say, will ourselves be carried by the current events of the river to arrive at such as. Angel gave her posterior arms a casual sweep, smiling sincerely as though she truly believed every word she said. Then Lane closed her down as she whispered, "Speak with this faint Angel, there'll be no end to his digging in his heels. I would ask for your trust for all his angels and his benefit. Forsooth, that has been burdened with the trials of serving up your superior." So that's what it was. I get it now. I witnessed budding of this peculiar bond of commiseration and camaraderie between our chivalric friends. The door leading outside was flung open with on outside. We were out of the target location. The advanced spy guys already been defeated. Wait, who are these people? Didn't they say it was only a single violator? Ah, crap. It's like it. Go later, talk away. All the best for excuses we can come up with. Oh boy, it's not gonna go well. Same thing happened last time. When I saw the Anchor players, I felt it. They had the wrong intel. And all of a sudden, oh! Some flashed by much light. As though I stared straight into a burst of searing light, so intense and bright that it made my head swim. Yeah, that was an pop. And when my vision line, the only I could make out was Ezra's soft murmur. Oh, even that came to a stop as her breathing hushed. Oh. I think I long for me to realize what was happening. See, this is exactly what you say, Angel. Though Escort may indeed be passing through hard times, this alley was not quite so wretched a form, was it not? So, is that right? Looks much the same to me. Place. Did you get trapped? Billboards and Escort? No, Dante. Though I consider amount small sense of verisimilitude. This is. I think I know what this is. It is a presence. I want to be able to take it to just now, but somehow it was just surrounding us, saturating every corner of the space wherever we sit. The dreary stone walls, trees bent and coiling grotesque forms, the sheen of light, and even the air we breathe, all of them point towards a single phenomenon. This is the depth of the pound. The pound's entirely out of distortion. Completely different distortions with the Anchor place. Where's the moment ago? Consider manager. It's exactly it. That's what I was trying to explain. What the fuck? Where's the point of people and smart need to tap action in their place? The biggest plan of blood-stained double roads were approaching us with very uneasy steps. Right, let's fight further and talk later, right? Ready, Angdu? My blade is poised to strike Lady Ezra. And wait, was it Bamboo had? I'm afraid that he's already taken his seat. He had no desire to tear off blades of the Dracons or the Escort place. Come on, man, not again! He's repeated Bamboo comes for something. Exactly nature. Whatever Kim's going to, this definitely isn't the time to be asking for their questions. Alright, let's see what exercise and get ready for battle. One girl is exactly manager. Men, prepare for battle! Alright, finally combat. Running arms, 20 power plus 1 for 6 poison cell, and 6 bleed on target. And critical saves, base power plus 2, that getting plus 2 poise down, K plus 3, and the poise, okay. Power plus 1, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, and their bums. Wait, is her kit? Okay, her kit is literally the same as the new Ishmael ID dressing. Yeah, her kit is literally the exact same. She also has way lower health than Ezra, holy shit. Okay, level 75, level 60, so she's on par with us.
디테일 진짜 장난 아니던데. 이렇게 하는 건가?
Yeah, I think Ezra's gonna carry.
이렇게?
예측할 수 없게.
쳐다보기엔 우리만 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
필연적. 절대적. 좀 해도 좋아. 지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
재밌겠는데? 쳐다보기엔 우리만 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
하나, 둘, 학살! 그대 흔들려. 그렇지.
Okay, you're definitely supposed to see the full bamboo blade lineage team for this. I'm realizing that because of the 7 center CPQ are literally all members of blade lineage. Problem, I don't have Angju Ishmael or blade lineage Faust.
미래를 과거와 같이. 예측할 수 없게. 이제 깨우치시게.
쳐다보기엔 우리만 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸내. 자, 그대 흔들렸군.
오르탄 검의 길에 한 걸음 더 가까이. 오늘 여기 심장이 잠깐 저릿했기에. 벤담 4월을 건너.
Kind of weird that they gave
그녀들 앞으로
Kira voice lines
쳐다보기엔
during combat
멋있는
in
건 알아가지고.
well, that's Intervallo, but they're not giving Angju voice lines. Kind of weird.
그냥 5배.
듀를 끊는다.
Can I claim bones now? No? God damn it.
예측할 수 없게. 틈을 끊어. 그쯤 해줬으니 보장 좀 해.
억제 완료. 소리와 호흡을 멈추고
그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸름. 운명적인 죽음.
지리멸렬.
Okay. Should be all of them. Surveying the area with the measured alert, Engdu casts what's weapon and sword with a few sharp flicks before sliding it back to achieve. And so Jason's back. It doesn't look like beam up the Zoran one's arrested and immediately some around. That's fortunate turn of events in some way. Let's search for clues to help out, which time allows us. Right. You take that side and do also here. As Engdu moved about as though they were used to this kind of situation. Without even taking a moment to catch your breath after the battle, they began searching the space. Don Quixote was the first one to voice her down the situation we found ourselves in. Now she sources upon our arrival hither, yet never before ever beheld our surroundings change with so sudden a flash. But really, I cannot make sense of the situation. Couldst thou render a detailed account of the distortion phenomena? Apologies to hear that I overlooked the urgency of this predicament. This is, according to the definition put in by Lady Moses, the location, height, distortion. It's basically where when a whole space distorts. And since places in the building can't move on their own, distortion gets fixed in a certain space. As for this one, it looks like the source has already progressed pretty far along. Middle stage probably. They don't usually get this big, but this one is covering almost an entire street. Most people. And space and got caught up in it. And our job right now is phenomena. What exactly gets people caught up? And what happens to them once they're... of course, we can't really rule out the possibility of a powerful distortion that's encroaching upon this environment, but by that I mean when a source bleeds into space around it wraps around it. Oh man, actually, look, talking like a team leader. Well, definitely, I guess. As I continue with this stupid giggle. In any case, we won't be able to suppress any or cure the distortion we will these guys. Asked us 100 times. We need more police to help us locate it at some point. Maybe we can start examining these people over here, too? With the call, as a directed our attention to a row, these are the collapsed people all around, all been fighting in the dope worlds. These are the good and blazing on the headbands. True. He speaks. Propulsion and pursuit. In Maximus Chuckles, functionaries in charge of scouring and hunting away runaway nobbies. You pay off in the home as we do. I'm not surprised that you know them. I could hardly fail to know why to what was invite among the query. Scientists and technicians have been daily being possessed at colonizations and escort patrol. So it's an idle tale. Scientists by their natural flattening. Escorts coffers are seized with forward and made nobodies of the corporation. Indeed, I count myself fortunate to have us outgone with my friends before the round of nobody can be impressed upon us otherwise. Worship a elation fertile upon the people from the convenience of those in power, a vile practice and an excuse of the power mongering, nothing more. And so called taboo and just escort, operate by the same anatomy. Does the reaching of taboo summon the hunter? Some express his prey. So therefore, after frame the capture. Huh? Oh, did I forget to change that? Oops. Let me change that. Hang on. Edit. Whoops. Limbus. There we go. Okay, changed. Thank you. So there, I have to frame the capture with an invented transgression. If the powerful so desire to chase a man down, to take possession of his very being in a human cage, then they need only agree that he should bear the lot of a nobby, such as what Escorp has become today. Memento 2 is one of the victims of that accursed place. And these people could have been sent out to capture your mentally sound? Only, perhaps. Or none of us. You may say that they may be conceptual forms of chukuns generated by distortion. That is a plausible conjecture. We're getting nowhere with clue hunting. With a heavy sigh, he just pressed her fingers against her brows as if Harry was starting under frustration. To delve further into the matter, it is necessary to determine why the S-Corp and its chukuns have appeared as the motif of this phenomenon. And considering the course of events we've seen so far, we're not stand to reason that the distortion staying means all nearby things within memory's most powerful. The presence of children suggests possible correspondence to Yi-san's memories. However, conversely, the absence of T-Corp's time collectors weakens that hypothesis. In which case, the most plausible theory is that the particular distortion could have stemmed from Bandai Kim or Engdu's memories. Engdu furrowed her brow and fell into thought as though she couldn't grasp the full picture of the problem. I've seen a few distortions that show trauma affect the surroundings. At this point, I'm not getting that. Pop! Or inspiration. Can't even guess what the distortion wanted to see though. Pop! And the white flash of light suddenly drowned from my vision again as Ezra clutched her head and cried out with annoyance. Oh, I think what we did. Heck, this would have been a piece of cake. And we're back. This is why he kept asking whether we'd seen anything worse with a pop. Coven plays was kind of rough too, being down with a situation like this. I mean, what else were we supposed to do? That's all chance they were about to attack us. Specifying the cause and taking care of it would have been the fastest way forward. I just do what we can for now. Okay, first, we fell with family on. Why do they start crewmen? Nah, actually, let's just drag that slippery hat wearing Colt back here and get him talking about the shoguns. That's probably our best bet. Ugh, I really how we dig that slacker just slips over without telling anyone. As one part of me watched Ezra stamp with in frustration, I was also carefully following the plus team through the other part of my vision. Oh, I think I'll help with that. You located him? Huh? What? Lost Clock found something? Yep, found Undertaken right now. Oh god. He went to Heathcliff and them that fast?
시연은 어떠셨나요?
I mean, I'm not surprised
소득을 얻었다고
that he was the
생각했다만
lowest.
이들의
It's
수고를
annoying,
들고
but I'm not
돌아가
surprised.
주인님을
Oh, look at that.
뵌다면
Pretty lunacy.
어쩌면 이번에야말로 지혜성의
so I
이름을
need
입에 올리실지도 모르겠고
200, so I can get 2 temples if I'm patient. Or just do this level. Oh, full team. I'm gonna change things real quick. Actually, I could do. I don't have that one. I can't change things reasonably without like issues. I don't want to do middle. I was going to change things to Blade Lineage, but really, this guy doesn't have gluttony. I just realized this guy doesn't have gluttony. Huh. I realize now that if I do that, I'll have to up-tie you, and no one likes you. So I'm just gonna keep it as is. Like, if I eventually can get her, I'll gladly add her to the team, but for now, I'm just gonna but it would give me more. What do you do? What's your apply at? I don't want to waste shards enough time, so I'm not gonna bother. Okay, so you're coming. That's non-argument. Honestly, let's do you,
왔군.
and you.
기
But you're the nurse
이럴 것
fathers.
같아서 대기 타고 있었지.
I'm not bringing you, because if I bring you, I have to kill everyone. So I'm just gonna do this.
필수 출진.
Meanwhile, you see? Bloody hell, what's up with these kids? What's going out of nowhere? How should I know? But those about to get like that's cool, fellas. And things are going so well. You could just talk to those lower guys who were roaming around the place earlier now. But no, you started to go barking at the first. So it saves a whole lot of trouble for you, Android. Oh, so it was my fault. those bastards look like they were nicking stuff. This is our contract area. Ain't it? If they walked over something important, we'd be the ones catching hell. It's important. Not everyone's itching to split head coupons to the party the second they get the chance. Oh, how many bloody months are gonna milk that? Excuse me. What, you got a problem too, mate? No, not at all. Just wondering whether that gentleman over there is also one of our enemies. Is that the end of your true performance? Damn, he's really enjoying walking you guys. Folks dance. About the second place for the Peach Blossom Lands of Legend thing. I've been a qualifying Meko. Nice wine, to go with it. Yeah, that's not gonna be a lot. Huh? His name tag, though. I think it says something LC or whatever. Who gives a toss? Am I supposed to put whatever bastard in the dig at me? Oh dear. Such full swings. Oh, I clicked too fast. Didn't know it was an encore's performance. Ha! It's a little wrong. Well, I do find it's decent enough, but if you intend to play with me, you ought to be more aware of your surroundings. Hey, I do this. Wow, you got to stoke away and keep forward just a single shot. I'd say that covers the price of enemies for your circuits, wouldn't you? Well then, I'll address it to you folks. Wandering Blades and Merman Tales never linger on the stage for long after all. What the hell do you think you're going on, damn it? Whoops. I forgot to change Faust back to, Albino.
나리의 말도 이삐님의 주령도
Okay.
교류회. 설레네요.
What the fuck? But yeah, I think Demon I wouldn't have noticed otherwise. Honglu, what the fuck? Jesus Christ, I need to be higher before you can, go insane and like, crash out. So, if this happened this week, and if Walpurgis Knocked hopefully isn't next, no, I think Walp's next. What the fuck? This close. Right, nope, can't claim their bones.
마지막으로 남길 말은?
So now in 2 weeks we're either getting Nurse Father, Valencia Rodian, or we're getting Walpurgis Knocked. Because I have no idea what else could be in 2 weeks. Oh god, I'm already got Furioso. Okay. Can't find bones. Nope. Okay. Patrick Foss. I haven't used Furioso in a little bit. Still, probably the coolest attack in the game. I mean, motherfucker, it's a 9-point scale, of course, it's fucking cool. Hey, lose the clash. Damn it.
예술적이네요.
I would use middle, but like, this ain't middle's turn. Let me get this straight. Dude was here just a minute ago, and now nobody knows where he wandered off to? Yep. Bloke just turned up out of nowhere, flopped his gums, and just run before anyone else could grab him. As long, well, let our long list aside as she as though she was getting sick and tired of even complaining about Kim. I cannot see her frustrations in this place. Yet trust you are aware that more than often than not, Mentor's actions that have carried out design. He never was supposed to pivot so far. No, I get it, okay? But come on, would it kill him to give us a heads up before he goes zooming off on his own again? Not like we'd stop him. What are we going to do? Tie him up? Lock him in the closet? We don't have that on our team, alright? Remember last time? I thought he was being a good patient, sleeping it off in the recovery ward, but nope. He snuck off without telling anyone and came back like nothing happened. The team leader didn't even show him out for it. Oopsie, wasn't supposed to mention that, was I? And the reason he felt participating in that operation was because the LCD was lax in supervising his personnel? Is that what you're suggesting? He most bade us to hold our tongues. For the very reason she knew full well Mental's attentions was placed in precisely such a manner. What part of this have I misunderstood? Did you not just disclose that the man deserved his post-fluorescence? That's the thing, he wasn't just wandering around. He was outside, all alone, taking down the ring on the McCanns. He was locked down the elevators that lead into the LCE department. Yeah, it's not like he was the youngest, strongest enemy out there, but the recovery ward didn't have an emergency alarm, and nobody probably was there to stop warning him about one either. Someone just called on and did the job himself. Huh. It's all thanks to him that the facilities team managed to get the counts back up and contact the LCE chief to way faster, and have the LCA to actually deploy. They would have been delayed for another 2 hours if he hadn't actually stepped in, apparently. And he went fighting even though he still wasn't fully recovered. So he came back looking like he'd been processed through a meat grinder. So yeah, he did end up staying in bed for like a good patient, in a lot of pain. And the soldier is not entirely deserving of reproach. Nope, he's less talking, more doing type of guess. Anyways, we were all stuck inside the building back then during the incident, so fine, I suppose there's no helping it. Today though, never mind. It's always like this with him. He always slips back and pops back in, saying, it's done. My point is, what happens if one day one of his whole missions doesn't go his way and he's just drops dead in the street somewhere? How are we supposed to help him then? I actually did. How does he even know what's supposed to be done in the first place when nobody gave him any instructions? Look, to be relying on his gut feeling, innit? Yeah, gut feeling? Look, I only saw the bloke for bits, so I can't say I've got him all figured out. He's an annoying bastard, but he didn't strike me as some clueless sword who doesn't know where he's stepping. He just had his chin, then kept talking as though he was just stating an obvious fact. Day's proven off. He's not one of us, so clock it in, couldn't have reached him out from that far and sent back to us. And there's no way he just happened to run into us when we're about to go into battle. And well, the blokes got some stupidly shots. I don't know, and piece things together. Could be that. But I've got these moments when I get a feeling of that gut feeling, however you want to call it. My boss man, Matthew, said he could hear that kind of shite too. Said, I can hear them good, gears turning, or I think I hear rats scurrying about. He do things you could make heads or tails about. Well, listen, there was this one time when we were expecting a life and death fight. Matthew says he can hear them gears turning. Walks into a random pub, starts throwing back drinks like he lost his bloody mind. That does sound like someone who just lost bloody mind. Back when I was on the ship, some sailors used to drink the barrel try before battling whales to blend their gears. Only some around the deck and fall overboard. Yeah, and Balls could knock it back like a whale. Still, the point is, getting blasted right before turf was not what most of the same people would consider a good idea. Had us all across as we went stopping about after him. And guess what? Turns out that pub was a secret hideout where the opposing syndicate was pulled up. They were crowding up around the gaffer, running their mouths about how they'll kill him, put him into the dead rabbits. And when he came storming in and had them surrounded instead. Not a single one of them got away. We got them bloody. They were last blasted. And Boss knew it play out that way. Sorry, but that sounds like Barstool bragging to me. You sure this wasn't just a coincidence? I still think it was no mere chance. If you're saying as much, then surely this was but one among many coincidences. Is that not so? Yeah, every time Matthew pulled one of them stunts, I will end up growing bigger. When it comes to working so neatly, which is just coincidence, it's likely what is referred to as indeed an instinctive sense or experience-based precognition, more accurately, an unconscious process by which information accumulated in subconscious is sorted and converted into sensible conclusions. There have been some extremely rare cases in which Heathcliff has demonstrated the ability to arrive at coherent conclusions that express been false. On further analysis, it would appear that he was employing a mechanism similar to a sixth sense, as some people call it. So, a compliment, or are you taking the piss out of me? Though my mentor does not see fit to explain each step he takes. When a horse passes, I often see him help him find no football that is just taken in vain. I would ask of you, grant him but a little time and wait. Keep waiting, and the shape of his intent will become clear. Though I confess I have also been concerned about him as of late. His recent silence is far heavier than what I have noticed in the past. Wait. Don Quixote began hesitated, and then stopped herself anymore. She only gave a quiet nod. Yeah, okay, I suppose I'll team leader's task. I'll read something and be. That said, doesn't mean I'm happy about it. That's how much time for the task at hand and do what we can for now. Fine. As the others quiet down, I finally took notice of the place we had found ourselves in. There was a single ray of light, and just a deep red hue pressing in from each side. I can't believe we're all been chatting away in the dark for this whole time, Phyllis. The red lights aren't helping it at all. Especially with my aging eyes. Oh, you're looking for the light switch? It's right here. And right then, don't turn on the light. I heard Mr. click the warning. It's always coming from the corner I didn't expect. Assault, where are you? There he is. That corner, is he pushing something? I'm looking at the film roll manager. Which little light might ruin the entire world. Please exercise caution. He'll be doing his own thing. That explains why he's what I don't want. Him and Kim are very similar. That's why you probably got the baby head Kim, Ivy. Did you know how print photographs about? What's that for anyway? Express the wish to have film development manager. I'm carrying out that instruction. I see. I'll just hear first. And now dive in. This may be no more than conjecture, but it would not be unreasonable to suppose that the axis of which distortion rests upon the public health. Film serial number either match those found in the photo studio or deviate by only a single digit. It is certain that this darkroom is connected to that studio in some way. The images bear striking resemblance to photographs. I also believe this building and that those two share strong connection. Where did you get these photos? I brought some from the photo studio. I cannot name the locations that I collect. I cannot name the locations in the picture with certainty, yet they all appear to be been taken at various places in Corpus District. Buildings mostly. Hey, wait, look at this. These are people take pictures like that, buying stuff to the department store. Correct. The photos may have been taken by a docugrapher. I'm still trying to holding up a cylindrical container in his right hand this time. He gave the container a shake every now and then with a measure for them. Whatever he was doing seemed to be part of the process of filming film. But more so highly affordable for the average president of N-Corp. In most cases, taking photographs is done as part of a professional duties. There are approximately 21 occupants in additional teams that utilize photography. However, only a single profession involved routinely photographing specific buildings, adhering to fixed schedule standards that can be observed in these pictures. And these documents, docugraphers you mentioned, are the people who trust you for that job? Yes, they... Oh, sorry. They photograph the information according to kind of experience. How could a person of such decent, lucrative professional fall into distortion? It's a job, maybe. How do we know if they're a decent person? That's kind of the clear-cut answer, but after only a brief pause. What makes you say that? Those we were at didn't have any dark rooms, right? No, it didn't. I didn't even said that there are other ways of processing film rolls. In N-Corp, you have to go to the dark room to develop and print film. Correct, film rolls are usually immersed in developer solution process. Which is why those two have the dark room with the red safe place right next to them. But this place is pretty far from that photo studio. Oh, I should mention it. Check out these windows. They're covered along by newspaper, all messy. If you consider how sensitive film rolls are lighted, it's really suspicious that the dark room doesn't have any proper blackout panels. You know, films can cost fortune in certain places in the city, right? The right man will print photos in a dark room patched up with yesterday's newspaper. Oh. It's probably isn't even a legit dark room. Someone just hauled in the bare minimum tools you need to develop film and threw them together in a hurry. Some people want to be seen printing photos, and people who don't usually have full scrutiny unless they're doing something nuts at least. If it's the case, then I can see why we might have distorted. Right? Manager. I saw came to me from my side quietly. Still given strange cylinder through the occasional slick shake. I requested running your instruction to develop its own floor. What is it? Please show the light instrument. It is not turned on until development is complete. I don't know where you're doing that. Yes, however, engaging in battle. Second. Bam. Good. Oh, yes, however, engaging in battle opens the door to uncontrollable values. This is why I have just necessary to make a separate request. Battle? There is no need for concern. I'm capable of participating in combat while maintaining the development process. Wait, can you slow down? Battle, I say. Sure, there must be cause for you to believe so. At the photo studio, reinforcements are at exactly 11 minutes and 34 seconds after end course confirming team was defeated. Deductions based on the events thus far made it clear that the photo studio and darkened sheds some kind of connection. For the most innocent, the Honglu and Rigor rebel and course confirmed team at this very location. It was a flashlight staircase, parts close and close. I'm going out here. No, this was getting out there anyway. Meaning, the initial rinse is finished. Process is now halfway to the completion of the second demonstration. This indicates that 11 minutes and 30 seconds have elapsed since the start of the development. The battle limit is imminent. Please draw to a safe position, manager. That's all you. You should have warned us way earlier! So, manager, I'll follow that instruction going forward. Gotta love for someone his very clear autism.
완벽하게 수행되었지
Yeah,
않은
Furiosa. That's the entire review. You
하지만
got it.
아직 기회.
Not 20,000? Yeah, that's not happening.
그렇다면
Yeah,
여전히
it's this. Nope. Hang on. No. Oh, this is the truck. Come on. Give it. That. What the fuck? I should probably quit them though. I realized that.
앵두야.
Photos. Yeah, we know this. After the battle, this is a nice detail with me. Amid the sprawl that sports factory, sort with a flash, Engdu's gate had her gaze fixed somewhere high overhead. At the end of her gaze, those photographs? A long line stretched across the open air, photographs hanging from like laundry clipped clothesline. I mistook it for a warning rope at first and gave it little attention. Yet upon closer look, I told those pictures hanging from the line. Perhaps they had been strung without remaining as one discussion cold. So, I was facing other object elements in space. I found locations with type distortion is most irregular. Indeed, the items we pull from the studio are always changing to images of various sites of this world, yet these alone remain stable. Take them down, check on themselves. But I was wondering if the line was perhaps too high for me to reach, so I stepped forward and plugged a few photos on. And the instinct brought them to me. Hearing the pop, and again, a bright light flashed on my vision for a moment. But reach the source lights changed mine, huh? This was switch between S-Corp and N-Corp. Yeah, we do. This feels like getting caught in a flashbang detonation. My whole body tenses up and goes slack right after. The other stands were too busy grumbling about distortion and its own jumps, except for Marcel, who right in front of me was supposed to hollow mass stands. Oh, you didn't drop one? No. He gave us the usual short answer, then returned to his essential cylinder hidden shaken. He gave the film, took the film out of the container, flicked liquid off it with a clean, controlled motion. Is processing finally over? Wait, we're back here and the lights are on. Does it take film out? Yes, exposure light will not damage the film once the film is complete. The image is fixed. There is no cause for concern. That's a relief. I couldn't say I followed all the technical details, but no call for concern was all I needed to do. Signed with relief, I held up the photograph so I could take a proper look. So, see anything out in there, Magic Bud? There are people in them. People on the photograph all looked different from one another. If I had to pick out one similarity between them, though, they all look cold and indifferent. Yeah, that's city alright. Ordinary folks you'd see anywhere. Is that Kim? These aren't useful. Like the photos we picked up at the studio earlier. Are these kind of photographs they used in a canned experience? What was that? It seemed around the same first just now. Yep. Especially now that Marceau seems to be acting more out of line in a way. When he first got to the, I like how when he got to the studio and started examining, he immediately knew what to do, in a way, because we know that he's from Encorp. Which implies that Encorp is France, so the French are the villains. I'm making a joke, because you get it. I was about to ask if Alice if she also felt the same sensation, but it faded away soon enough. Because of something serious. Fair enough. Maybe it was just a spell for upward and vertigo. Is it even possible to get dizzy when I've got a clockwork? You've gotten dizzy before several times when you've tried to overexert yourselves. Yes, you can get dizzy, Dante. We know you can. No. Someone must have noticed I was out of sorts for a moment because he seemed to pause on purpose before answering my question. No, I thought you said docugraphers take these photos from kind experiences. All ingredients of kind experiences are handled exclusively by the Grand Magazine Sisyphe. There is no known method for external parties to access them. Sisyphe, what? Oh, I think I've heard of it. Can't experience, right? They're high demand in others, true, but the only brand stand on the Grand Magazine Sisyphe. Same name every time. Also, I did notice in Twinning Threads they did take time to let Kira have custom voice lines for the battles. Engdu doesn't have custom voice lines, I noticed. She's just completely dead silent the entire time. Remember some of my classmates banging about trying them whenever the exam week came around. Never had one myself though. I can't really explain it, but something about them feels kind of wrong. It's not popular, huh? The unprocessed base contents of the kind of experience known as experience data is by processing facilities, where doctographers fine-tune the experience with details. Photographs are primarily used for that purpose. They can fine-tune experience. An easy example from saying would be to consider why doctographers take pictures of subjects such as buildings. A person may wish to experience living in a luxurious building that they could never afford. Another may wish to vent out impulses of violence by experiencing the burning of invincibility. Commander for haute couture kind of experience is increasing by day. So that's why photos from earlier were all fancy buildings. Yes, manager. Conversely, information concerning ordinary experience can be easily countered in reality is low demand. My photography photographed these residents all. Perhaps these were not just opposite for their commodity value, but pure photography in and of itself. They have been captured for its size, seas of vanishing instant through a lens. There are people who take photographs done that would cost an exorbitant sum. I've seen some before. Staggering amount of money just to take a single photo. That is, if they could even manage to find a photographer who can help them take the picture. I'm not so crass as to put a price on sentiment and nostalgia, but spending this much money on film rolls could have made this investment worth it. I'd say maybe this is a matter of sentiments, or memories even. Leafing through the photographs, I finally expressed my thoughts. Picture magic. I'm not exactly an authority on distortions, but I know what they manifest through desires or emotions that became warped in bizarre ways. What everything that distortions have shown us so far points back to Escort. That is the Escort from the past that only Kim and Engdu would have seen and remembered. These photos, though, they're completely untouched by distortion. Does that feel off? Must be a strong fixation at play here. Strong enough to slip past even distortion. I mean, if that obsession is something that feels like it's never be influenced. I think our next step should be to look for these people in the photos. Photographs are the only undistorted we have. Dante says it would be advisable to locate the people shown these photographs. Ooh, good idea. Team did say that we should accept input from the LCD with open arms. Hey, dude, can you give me that office catalog? Whoa. Don't give spoilers, because if it's a character we haven't seen yet, I don't want to know. You give me the office catalog? We'll probably need to commission an office affiliated with 7 Association. Let's look for one that can take the request letter right away. Someone tell us we're fine. Wait, no, we'll work on these people. Dante says one, like, after the interval, you can tell me who you think it is, but, like, before we finish, don't tell me. Dante says one of the people shown in the photos has already been found. What? When? How? Well, I guess I'm just having a lucky day. Pulled out the radio from my waist and switched it on without answering Az's question. DWLC? I have no idea what this sign rate is. I think she said, do we regroup clock? That one was especially hard on the Sanrio show. Heh. Rhodey's with you, right? You put her on? Okay. Rhodey, yeah, you there? Oh. Eh, what? Dante wants to talk? One sec. I went overboard with bread and pastries. My hands are completely full over here. Pastries? What kind? Just one of everything. Neat. Can you grab extra brioche and baguettes for me too? Love the ones from that street. They're so good. Hey, I wanna just throw them on the TF. The floor, their package. Real chew. Get your food that way. Like that K. Bakers have feelings too, you know. How do you think the baker would feel if they knew someone was treating their precious babies like trash? This scabbard is rattling up and over this. Anyway, Dante, can you give me a second? You need me to fight? Okay. I'm just gonna cram this into my pockets real quick. No, it's not a fight. Huh? What's this about? Let's look at the words written on the wicker basket. First photograph. Mosa brought me. Where's that bakery you're at? Cans. So, if level 4 was this, I'm presuming we have like 12, 14 levels for the inner follow. I know what you talking before. You know, the bakery was a woman holding the same wicker basket as the one in the photograph. Took one glance at the photo I hit on her and gave a quick nod. San, was Cannery 17 right? He's a regular. He used to drop by every morning to buy sandwiches to share with his coworkers. I haven't seen him around late though. His coworkers, I assume they were wearing the same uniform. Okay, I am also kind of realizing our theories that Kim might have ego is wrong. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think that man has ego. That man did not manifest ego. Same question. That's going to be my behalf. Or show the baker another photograph. Probably. So let's wear one at least. One, two. Guess it's just the cannery uniform. This confirms our lead executive manager. If the inquires that cannery should bring us the information we need. Yeah, you're right, but it's just that she doesn't seem very concerned at all. Some people in the photos that weren't affected by distortion, right? That should be a close acquaintance. I'm gonna verify executive manager. Do you know the name of this regular you spoke of? His name? You're supposed to know that? Although I wasn't expecting to actually know his name, the apathy evident in her voice gave me pause. He took a photo of you. Well, maybe you're reasonable to assume you're well acquainted with him? Oh, that. Figures made a change when I was pressed the point. He gave a strange unlit sudden smile before pulling something out of her apron pocket. A thin round hand-like object. Yeah. That's how abnormalities are now made. Because L Corp is gone, abnormalities are formed via distortions turning into abnormalities. Yeah. So he gave me 5 of these can experiences for free if I let him take my picture. He even said he'd thrown the diagraph of the building of my choice. He diagraphs buildings, right? I can hear he even takes work trips in the nest every now and then. So I asked him to give me a diagram. It's a lovely mansion as well, but in the suburbs. I don't know if it's afford to be a place like that, but this experience was like, gosh, it was everything I hoped for. Quite put my finger on, but there's some distinct eeriness in that demeanor, blissful smile. The baker's face this and chill down my spine. Young Missile, are these experiences truly possessed by such marvels? To block all semblance of reason from one's countenance? And maintain high demand costs it. This reporting is only one of several markets. Does that mean that those who indulge in kind experiences may experience venturing along an expedition to the Great Lake and bungee jumping off the summit of that skyscraper? The answer is they remain seated where they are? They may, however. Oh, Imagine can allowing one to pursue any dream the heart may conceive. Verily, I confess mine also was such it differs from pursuing a dream. Mass-produced can experiences are made from the basic experience Batman mixed with various modified information. The resulting end product enables instant stimulation through altered memory. Therefore, it is unlike the dream as expressed by Don Quixote. Oh, I just realized the reason that L Corp is unable to be placed on a map is because it's or Limbus, I should say, is because it's an L Corp. And given that L Corp is what L Corp is right now, it's probably pretty hard to find in all that destruction. Piece of memory for finding along the numerous processing state. That or it's on the outskirts. Stages of the cannery's production lines is not equivalent to a genuine experience, meaning the usage of experience in a previous statement must not also be amended, and result for the intense stimulation. And does sound quite shady. How does this cast? I took a guess because Limbus Limbus company itself wasn't able to appear on the map, and given the map is a map of the city, I'm presuming that Limbus is either in the outskirts or in L Corp itself. And although we know that doesn't want to be seen on the map, we can presume that it's at least somewhat known. It has to have some location within reason. Like, it could also just be really deep underground. Because, like, they very clearly take the gateways and elevators to go everywhere, but it could just be really deep underground. How doth this cast a shade upon the boons granted by the can? Adventures and tales are, forsooth, inclined towards a little grandeur. It's because the memories provided by can experience are extremely vivid. Statistics have shown that users of cans interpret them as empathetic experiences and become dependent on them. A possible cause of formation of dependent patterns is that can experience allows one to feel if one has experienced a deep stream that is in reality possible. Art thou implying that the users are made content with the balance force installed in the instant use cans? Or still, the user may no longer strive to chase dreams in the waking world? For the sweeter and more splendidly a dream is embellished, the more impossible it will appear to be grasped within one's own hands. Okay, so the cans are very clearly allegories for addiction. To become that, a cause for surrender. Instead of inciting one to march forth, verily doth it not annul the significance of dreaming itself, if the resultant dream rouseth not the spirit to gallop towards it? Whether that annuls its significance, we cannot know. But they sell well. So, how much will you be buying? Buy what? You came forward to me with these questions, and I was patient enough to answer them politely, wasn't I? So you owe me a sale or two? You're not about to leave without buying a single loaf without crowding out my bakeries and scaring off my customers, are you? Her case was one point, actually, with our group gathered out. The passerby gave us a wide berth and hurried on. I was about to come in by breath like that. Come on, lady, I played off the shelf already, didn't I? You did? Well, hell, you didn't know that. You even gotta ask. Of course I had some already. I was gonna sit until you tucked in my coat pocket, so I'll share later. So your so. Buy a little more, should we scared off the other customers. Good. Given the expense is made to facilitate this operation, black fire budgeting should not pose a problem. Oh, nice. Sesame rice bun for me, please. Hi, Kim. What the fuck? Yes, Kim. Really have a knack for making an entrance at the least suspected moments. Hey, mister, where have you been this whole time? Wait, what? Be cross with me, like, but just give me a moment. I was paused waiting in puzzle anticipation. Only comes to take a sesame rice bun from the baker's hand to shop. Alright, I'm ready. Freaking weights of bread. His angry fist drove straight into Kim's solar plexus, holding him to the ground like a sack of potatoes as he rolled away. At this rate, the owner might start charging us for the whole bakery, next roof and all. Best get away from here. Manager. Marcel approached. Is this a new sprite? I don't think I've ever seen Marceau's eye to the right. or in his or from his direction, the left. So approached me as we walked down the street, and as we came to the squall behind us, displaying a roll something brown inside the coil. I complete development of the film. Radio instruction. Oh, so this is the film in that canister you're shaking? Do I unroll it? Hold it against the sun or the... So what's the light? As it is a reversal film, the images should be visible as they photograph. Reversal film means, but it is set on unrolled film. Okay, as you can see it. Huh, that's pretty cool. That was a shot. Can I see too? Move it over here, over a bit. We have a look too. Trying to make all these because the image is so small, but I can tell the strip is packed with it's identical pictures. The same person in every shot? In the same pose in all of them? Huh, right, no, wait a second. Now here, further along should be the lower right get. Yeah, and the head looks like it's turned to the right. Huh? We're also pointing out the time frames on the film when Sinclair silent flinched in which Stiff makes the intonation that second layer on clothes drain from his face. Sinclair? What's the matter? I was thinking about in school. Draw a picture in the corner of a second or a thick book in the exact same spot on every page. Start with the arms down. You make one change on each page. Now it goes up higher and higher until it raises all the way up. You flip the page fast enough to drawing stop moving. Stop looking like separate images. A still figure starts moving. That's called section motion pictures. And she's saying that video photograph footage we watch are all made the same way. Saying that this is a sequence of still images. The arrangement of the frame suggests that this film is highly likely to constitute footage. A violation of N-Corp's taboo. Uh-oh. So, okay, I thought recording meant anything. But as it's been made clear, anything like photographs or like drawings. No, it's been made clear they specifically meant videos. Okay. I want to use Blade Lineage. I don't have Blade Lineage, Ishmael or Faust. So, annoyingly, I can't do a full Blade Lineage. Which means I can't get, like, the most points. Like, I want to use these, but only so is reasonable to use. Maybe P-Song, but I have, Rien Song, so, like... And I'll do this to get extra points. Put them on the back.
녹슨 총에는
작전시
복제팀의 협조가 필요한 거지.
망설임 없이
Just to get a few bonus points.
채워지지 않을
Like,
공허를 남겨주지.
oh crap! As soon as I reached the Mistos's word, my hand reflected and flew the film to the ground. Are we gonna be okay? The mountain's broken out to move. My mind began to race, rapidly traveling back to the raw journey. Specifically to the time when Donkey had his smashed through that window at April and caused the wing to wipe out our team multiple times over. I felt faint. We had Chili's with us then, and it ended up being not that big of a deal at the end of the day since I provided sinners, but I'm sinners just preparing anything has to do with them, can't they? I would tell friends towards sinners, many of whom looked every bit as troubled as I was. Still, a few of them because of casual lack of concern, saying all crazy things we don't accomplish. So well having if we get the magic killed. Okay, so this is it, huh? It's not for now, guys. It's not done. We'll feel thanks. We'll be fine. Of course, I'm not going to kill you on the spot for just possessing a film roll. Really? Well, it might be a problem if the film roll does contain N-Corp footage, but it's not like you guys had a hand in filming it, right? When N-Corp stewards get here to pick it up, they just comply with the commands, thank them for their service, and nicely hand it over to the authorities. And everything should be A-okay. There's a possibility that everything will not be okay. Yeah? As I have developed the concept of the film roll in that dark room. The court will take the lack of intentionality in consideration. However, it is very likely that my action against it, deemed as aiding the primary violation of the taboo. Really? But you said that N-Corp has their own regulatory standards regarding image quality, which they use to determine the severity of the taboo violation. Footage's image quality or frame rate is within regulations. N-Corp won't be sticking their fixers on our butts far away. And that buys time to give our company some leverage to deal with, however small it might be. Because what they're really sticking around for is how close to reality the video is, or how close of an experience it provides to real life. So even if we're lucky, we're really, really unlucky and they actually come after us, Let me find as long as the footage is low fidelity. Problem. Oh, that's a new face. I have never seen him so angry. I'm gonna be so for real. Seeing him angry is really weird. So what is that? Just frame regulations entail? It means the interval between each frame should be like super brief. Think about Photoshop slideshows. They only show you one image every few seconds, so it doesn't feel real or vivid, right? You can technically call them motion pictures, but there's no vividness required to violate their taboo. And let's analyze the film roll and see how vivid it really is. So I trust you are knowledgeable and such considering end quote. Yes, cooperate. Could this film roll be considered a violation of the taboo? We picked up the film roll in the ground and showed it to the muscle. That cannot be determined. Almost each frame is thoroughly analyzed and compared with the adjacent. The warning, waiting for the soda to finish. Close and roll the film will raise against the film. Let's get over here and we must analyze these frames. Holmes' cancer was labeled experiment. I assume the culprit activated this as a test run of sorts. An experiment to see how close they could get to violating a taboo, and testing the limits of the law. It may even be mere flesh similar photographs that are pretending to be recorded footage. Let's look at some towards the one roll film in unison. Here, fog pop moves between frames, doesn't it? The documentary couldn't have possibly moved while holding down the shutter button. I don't see any difference. See, yeah, the expression is massage goes around the stick. Maybe they're just a gloomy silhouette. Perhaps, yeah, observe closer. Stiffness arises not from constraint to maintain. Ooh, if that's the case, then maybe the suspicion is really trying to fake an actual footage by moving very, very slowly. That's a pretty convincing theory, but I'm not sure it's not who that were in the clear just yet. There's a man who has been sprawled on the ground ever since I punched and stepped in the conversation. Let's see. Look at the shadow cast on the windowsill. See how the nose shifts between each frame? Whoever made this knows the craft for sure. But I can't imagine that Backstreet's Joe would have any way to mess with the sun's trajectory. And the likely scenario must be that the creator of this film deliberately made its subject move very slowly from frame to frame, creating a series of disconnected photos that, when placed sequentially, look like a photos that violates taboo, in which case the film roll does not violate the Mnestic taboo, correct? But that is highly probable. So he says, the regular mesh should be in the clear for now, at least in regards to aiding the violation of Wing's taboo. But if he was willing to go through this much trouble just to test any quote patients, it's hard to believe that he would have stopped there. Based on all available evidence, Executive Manager, it seems reasonable to conclude that the inflection point of this case is a taboo violator on the run. Huh? But what motive would they have to do that? They're working for a wing subsidiary has nothing on being an actual wing employee, but still pretty up there when it comes to careers available in the back streets. Work for a subsidiary long enough and you might even get transferred to a factory job at MS. That gives you a pretty okay chance of their life, so maybe he was just tired of living in that kind of life. Everyone has one of those days, don't they? It's that feeling that you could be doing more than live the rest of your life in 9 to 5 hell. You have to do something that takes you away from the pressure of trying to make a life. Something about what Ishmael said must take a look at him because suddenly looked around towards her and shook his head. Maybe, but how many of those people do you think are capable of throwing away everything to make the ultimate win? Well, see, your culture just likes to play with fire. Play with fire? Yeah, must have started by doing something that technically doesn't count as a taboo. He managed on and on until he brushed grinningly close to that one. One thrilling shot through the camera, I don't know what the next. Eventually, you're recording actual footage. Cool, then that leaves the question of what the heck was he trying to do with it? He must have been trying to screen using a projector for all the back street to see. But then that makes here, even though unwillingly came across the projection. Right on. They've made folks violate the taboo. But anyone, so would you care to explain how you know that, Mr. Brain? I was rather the opposite street. Apparently some guy's been going around asking workshops if they could make him a projector. Seemed like most of them turned down, but they also said they stopped showing up after a certain point. I guess. Oh, 1 second, I got someone up. I'm back. Alas, is it not just a taboo to view recorded videos? Pray tell, why would any insane mind? Well, it ain't taboo if you only made a projector, ain't it? Actually, blokes do down for anything as long as there's coin. Huh. So how do we track this guy down? Multiple individuals in the same garb as the Finframe team have been active in the facility. They are all carrying the same briefcase. Oh, well, isn't that convenient? Maybe we can play this like a festival or a convention and just tell people who look like they're involved with what we're looking for. So they'll lead us to wherever we need to go. Indeed. Sorry. At architecture conventions, there would be those in formal plaid shirts and suspenders milling about, and I could always trust them to lead me to the convention avenue, or venue. And was it common for plaid short fellows to look like they're scanning the area? Did they also go around checking people against photographs? F. Collect evidence. Is advice for. They also radioed each other, glaring at people like they're glaring at, Perhaps you could answer that series of queries yourself. Nope, this crowd sure don't look like they're gonna let us follow them. Thank you, Gregor, for being very, 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 very oblivious.
생각이 많아지니
Okay.
저런 실수도 나오는구나.
I do. Resentment. Kind of interesting how he has an envy counter. Like, why give Bamboo Haddock him an envy counter? And why is to claim their bones technically a defense skill? Like, I never understood this. Why is this not S3 too? Oh wait, that's...
감상은 어떤가요?
쳐다보기엔 우리는 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
그렇지. 바로 그거다. 우디께서 저런 위험을 보이시며
지령에게 불확실한 것은 없네.
과거는 과거일 뿐이지 본국 제일검조차 아니었던 내게 자랑할 만한 위용이 뭐 있다고.
예측할 수 없게.
쳐다보기엔 그걸로 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
들리세요? 한 쌍의 상황볼과 24개의 늑골이 자아내는 티비아의 멜로디가
반듯한 일격이었어. 실로 군더더기였어.
So they recorded her new voice lines for the announcer, but they don't bother recording voice lines for her combat. When she's probably gonna be used as a support unit later down the line. Really?
미래를 과거와 같이.
혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두
그냥
너처럼
클레임
친구 하나
바운지야.
생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서
fine.
제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해드리면 됩니까?
앵두야, 네가 하면 농이 아니라 진담 같으니 부디 그러지 말았으면 좋겠구나. 검은 지금 것으로 충분하다.
그대는 어디까지 각오했을지.
쳐다보기엔
이제
그걸로 멋있는 건
갖고
알아가지고.
놀기 틀렸다. 그쯤 해줬으니 포장지 한번 벗겨야겠군. 그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸렘.
Now let's store it.
망을 참아 숨을 거두리라.
그래, 그게 정석이야.
그 슬픈 눈빛, 눈을 유쾌하게. 그댄 선택하겠으니.
혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 새검 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서 제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해드리면 됩니까?
앵두야, 네가 하면 농이 아니라 진담 같으니
재밌겠는데?
부디 그러지 말았으면
쳐다보기엔
좋겠구나.
우리 엄마 멋있는 건
검은 지금
알아가지고.
것으로 충분하다.
Good.
달빛이 밝다하다. 그 문까지 밝진 않을 터.
매콤 주먹 모드.
그렇지.
되겠냐고요.
바로 그거다 딸렘.
그 뜻을 해금하겠네.
혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 새검 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서
Negotiation.
제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해드리면 됩니까?
앵두야, 네가 하면 농이 아니라 진담 같으니 부디 그러지 말았으면 좋겠구나. 검은 지금 것으로 충분하다.
재밌겠는데?
자, 그대.
여기 심장이 잠깐처럼 됐기.
I do wish Blade, like the new Marceau Ego, is technically classified as Bamboo Hatted Kim and not Gesunde. Because, like, that's clearly what it is.
바로 그거다
Unless that means that in a mirror world,
혹시 아냐?
Bamboo Hatted Kim
나도 앵두 너처럼
can
새검
store
하나
it
생기면
into Gesunde.
필요하십니까?
재밌겠는데?
그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고
운명적인
빚이라도
죽음일세.
내서 제 귀하들이라면 능히 이길 것이라 우두? 벌써 어딜 가십니까?
개가 할 필요도 없어 보이니 방에 가서 세상 돌아가는 모습이나 보려 한다.
승부수가 먹혀들어.
Oh, he capped. Oh, that makes sense. I use
판사는
ego,
완벽히
so
우리에게 있어.
I'm not too surprised.
정착지를 찾을 때까지 이 기세를
Please
잃지
get
않지.
Angdu Ishmael. Okay, you keep giving me the glow. Fucking Zly Gregor? Really? I even have this uptime module. Yeah. Thanks for the thread. I actually don't have a lot of thread. What's this? Ah, I can have a level boost ticket. Forgot I had that.
교류회.
Okay.
설레네요.
생각이 많아지니 저런 실수도
Hey,
나오는구나.
do you claim bones? Nope, gotta save that.
그대는 어디까지 가고 있을지.
그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸내. 네 상대는 나야.
Okay,
So punch!
I know why Ezra has so much health, but why does she get 2,000 health while Andu has 300?
반듯한 일개교수.
Does being 15 levels higher than us literally just give Ezra way more? Like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, like over 5.5 times more.
쳐다보기엔 이러면 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
좀 해고. 추워 지령에게
동규상구.
불확실한 것은 없네.
같은 데를 탔으니
Wait,
도핑
actually, I should say
좋아야겠지.
that so I can heal bones.
물론 나 말고 앵두가.
모두도 도우셔야 합니다. 모지스 아씨가 눈 감아준다고 자꾸 그렇게 농땡이를 부르시면 저는 눈물을 머금고 다른 두 분께 이 사실을 실토하는 수밖에.
There. Alright, we flash there. Flash there. Flash here. I guess it's also
그대는 어디까지 가고 있을지.
퍼져라!
둘.
쳐다보기엔 우리 엄마 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
그쯤 해줬으니 보장자 한번 벗겨야겠군. 그렇지,
이거 분강 맞지?
바로 그거다, 딸내.
필살! 바이올렛 브레이크 슬램!
모두께서도 저런 위험을
Alright,
보이시며
distortion.
배워야 할 것을
Or I guess manifest ego? Would this be manifesting ego or distorting?
망월처럼
전국 제일검조차 아니었던 내게
I guess manifestation.
위험이 뭘
숨을 거두리라.
그래, 그게 정석이지.
이거야, 통일건너야.
미래를 과거와 같이.
아, 혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 새검 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서 제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해드리면 됩니까?
앵두야. 아, 네가 하면 농이 아니라 진담 같으니 부디 그러지 말았으면 좋겠구나. 검은 지금 것으로 충분하다.
깨지기 전에 되겠다.
여섯
Yusong, you're at max at speed. Why the fuck were you like only hitting tails?
쳐다보기엔 너무 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
운명적인 죽음일세.
그렇지. 바로 그거다, 딸렘.
대장.
아, 혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 새검 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서 제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해드리면 됩니까?
앵두야. 아, 네가 하면 농이 아니라 진담 같으니 부디 그러지 말았으면 좋겠구나.
감상은
검은 지금
어떤가요?
것으로 충분하다.
Also, is this technically our first quote-unquote uptype 5 in a way? Given that this ego is literally made for Mentor Miso to the point that it just gives him so many bucks.
쳐다보기엔 너무 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Or I guess it would be more like an uptype
바로
4 from
그거다,
5.
딸렘.
검주망보다.
여기 심장이 잠깐 저릿대.
그대 흔들렸군.
예술적.
아, 혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 새검 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서 제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해드리면 됩니까?
앵두야. 아, 네가 하면 농이 아니라 진담 같으니 부디 그러지 말았으면 좋겠구나. 검은 지금 것으로 충분하다.
양반이 떠올랐어요.
아홉째 지리멸렬.
앵두야. 왜 갑자기 아무 말도 안 는 건지 궁금하구나.
Alright.
덧붙일 말이 없을 만큼 형세가 유리해서 그랬습니다. 심심하시면 시라도 죽게 운이라도
감상은
띄울까요?
어떤가요?
마음을 모방하겠어.
아니, 됐다. 조용히 있어.
유쾌하게
Ever since
선택.
Blade Ryoshu and Mama Otis came out,
어허라!
Rian's song has seemed a lot less impressive given his numbers,
귀하들이라면
despite also being
이길 것이란 우드?
the ID that has
벌써 어딜 가십니까?
Shin,
걔가
a 9-point skill, Furioso, Unfocused Volley,
완벽하게
and
수행되었지 않는가.
technically 4. No, he's not.
아직
He's still cool. He's just like a lot less impressive compared to his other nurse fathers at this point.
아무것도 인간
Okay, that's just clear stage. Why does it just say clear stage? That's say clear within 10 turns. Why does it say just clear stage? Why is the reward higher? Do any of my friends have the new ish? No, of course not. Okay.
착수.
Probably a challenge. What a waste of time. It's sort of not much of a fight one-on-one. Service takeaways are not a combat specialized department. While they have undergone basic combat training for exigent circumstances, they are not prepared for head-on conflicts such as this. Yeah, I noticed. They kept taking pictures of the briefcases. I'm guessing that's their primary job description. What a simple snapping away for, man. What's my our backs for little creeps? I suppose to clean a report for their higher ups, like wager. I gotta see how they could think we're involved somehow. Every time they follow the lead, they ended up encountering us. It's hardly a surprising rationale. Marcel stood up, puts him away from the rest of the scene and watched in silence as they tried to come up with an explanation. What is he thinking? What is he saying? What did you say this? Or is he simply contemplating observing preconceived notions in his mind? His silence shouldn't have been any different from his usual residence. By some chance or whim. Hey, Marcel. I was struck with a sense of brief yet distinct strangeness. I'll just speak with him. Yes, manager? Don't hesitate to let me know if there's something you want to say. But I'm sure if you were supposed to say it. Yes, manager, I will do so and do as you ordered. Show him such a sensor card. As always, his reply was as deflatingly concise and direct, as though he had some rule of his own. I told him that this was a specific response for situations like this. Okay, no, I'm talking about like right now, actually. Yeah, you want to say right now? No, do not. It does not appear to me that he was trying to hide anything or choosing his words in response to my question. His surprise was as simple that an answer, nothing more. He has prepared answer written down in a list of responses to what it felt like to me, as though this particular answer had always been the one he had used for situations like this. Clearly, prodding him for answers isn't going to get me anywhere, so, with extra courage, sure to say so, I turned away from him and took off to join the other steps. Instead, so a few words in the tip of my proverbial tongue and asked him to let out, so I did. It would have been nice to know what you're looking at. You're looking at above that. He spoke. I cannot form a judgment. What? That's because the precise definition and the nature of the subject of my gaze are just as unknown to me as to you. Should you point to an object, I can provide a verbal explanation based on my current knowledge. Require such information, please rephrase your question accordingly. Had I asked him again, then I tried to get to the bottom of that line of questioning. Could I have found myself the small speak in Mercer's psyche, which had remained entirely shrouded in mystery, even after an entire year of traveling together? I suppose it's enough for me to judge as well. Manager, yeah, and the battle's imminent. As you have previously instructed, I won't give an imminent battle. Yo, boss block, are you just gonna sit there all day while we do all the fighting? They're pouring out of that building over there. They must have been on the way to the building. I hope the head seems clear, Executive Manager. Let's neutralize those foes and head up there. I got you, I'll be right there. A brief little battle comes to a close. And the battling enemies could right precisely at the time Marcel had predicted. We made our way into the building. Bloody hell, them blokes we fought downstairs are the weaker ones of the bunch. Doesn't compress we caught to the payroll, there's no end to them. Well, it is a wing after all. Is that who our is? Well, come on. No, I'm quite certain they're the ones from subsequent forts. What fixes? But they're just excuses we were. It doesn't mean that they were expecting to find a taboo valley over here. A group of dozen or so people. What were they thinking saying far like us to deal Nora's taboo valley? Should give some taboo hunters here instead. They told us to consume every kind of experience containing mass melee combat. I just thought our current manpower will suffice to deal with this. I don't know about that. Wait, wasn't there an extra port? All of a sudden, click, the room began to buzz with an attack water of some kind of machinery. Immediately, I could tell what it was. Distortion. Standing in the middle of the shadowy room with a device I wasn't sure I had seen before. Its exterior was plastic with strange shapes that was similar to what we saw on the Shakun's face in our earlier battles, making it difficult to grasp its full shape. Our object affixed it began to rotate slowly, with the dull, worn-out groan of thing past its prime. Men, shield your eyes! When we get to the faint ray of light, Otis thundered in a commanding tone. Yeah, I quickly turned away though, making sure not to catch even a glimpse of it. I could be playing a video of the manager. Even a brief look at it constitutes a taboo violation. Shit! I saw that. I'm so finished. Just panic again, producing the voice of several unlucky individuals. Oh man. It's time to get a little embarrassing. A single voice breaks through the darkness past my metaphor when speaking. Shut eyes. Mentor! Eyes open, Angzu. What's wrong with everyone? Got dust in your eyes? What the hell's wrong with you? Don't you know that anyone who watches even a split second of a recorded video in an encore gets... Wasn't up. I watched it anyway. Open your eyes, the same fellows. Motion picture isn't recorded. Oh, he's right. He's the FBI's not recording. Possibly emboldened by Clint's comment, or perhaps believing that seeing the video could be excused as an incidental exposure. This incidental exposure incurred while subduing violators. The in-court employees also opened their eyes and began to mutter amongst themselves. Is that thing talking to us? Finally, I allowed myself to take a good look at the machine. Whoa. Finding a conical beam of light against the side of a wall. And this wasn't its message, it's delivered by white words on black background. So check me on the spot. What I thought. Hang on, what am I to chat? People chatting here? No. You know what I went through to take refuge here, I still ended up finding this. All of you wanted to the experience of the fake experience without even a care about the real thing. Case number 2C3224, you are under suspicion of a Category 3 violation. You yourself now and forfeit your illegal recordings. Should you comply, we will. That is foolery, but witness buffoonery. Absence of fools. All of that vessel, but benefit of all but lingering delusions grants not even a fool echo to the dodged exoneration of fools. What's this spell on about? Didn't mean to obstruct our duties. We won't hesitate to explain even so much of a thought. And the hanging raised sword and carried away the in-corpse employee's nail-shaped weapon. Speaking as my one guide to my deal, fellas. How do you get so coffee? I only am to say that this abomination has no consciousness. When I went there to take refuge in here, it's not that finding this place. All of people who consider the experience when we make care for the time. Things Samson since over and over. Now that does make me wonder. Was it just as far as I got when I was a sword? I saw words and reason? If anyone hasn't answered that question, but you folks, right? Kim said nothing more. He turned to piercing look at us, all while effortlessly swatting away the corporate employees' attempts, as though he was goading us into telling the truth. Well, don't suppose there's any point in asking. I am no different from this abomination. Just as it wields that contraption, I must have wielded the only thing I could have known. The blade, transforming into a mindless being consumed by a mere tool, cleaving through both friend and foe and restraint. Hey, Junior, are you still about that? I tried to rub my eyes, I truly did. Such a cigar is easier said than done. How can I, when that sort of being has no form showing its doesn't mean how rude the unsolicited reflecting of the balance of one's heart is? That's gotta be illegal. Or something. Illegal, I say. Can be custom into a global protection record to run a mere ant for a car in motion into a living driver, countering dead followers for the eyes of their mentor, and constantly rude as hell, as some might say. My poor heart must burst out of my chest, courtesy of you. All of you buying super blah. And that split second, I think I saw Marissa's eyebrows twitch. The battle as the minute manager. Does a natural response to sending an imminent battle? Blinding flash, followed by an explosive bang. My vision immediately went white and decided to take its damn time coming back. It did. The first thing that came into view was a particularly settled landscape of escort, followed by a band of headcams surrounded by a small army ship from Mental! Get that up and you'll shout me death, Angdu. Isn't it about time we grew accustomed to such sights? Until still do I wave in these strange transport splits. That they might find drag you away. This isn't so bad, is it? So far? Only earlier, another flash. What was that after my dark? This one's happening, but since far we have to visualize everyone here and get back on track. Projection? I've been straying far and wondering all day for the exact reason, and I wasn't expecting something else. The words began to get around me before I had a chance to ask Faust what she meant. To the one who finds comfort in selling in lies, I give you what most describes you. I'll be blind before the day's over at this rate. Change. You did? One businesses stick together. As one so identified, something different, but people should come. They were coming by someone else. A warrior in pressed armor wielding a sword that was just a sword. I don't know. A great Hondo of the South Circle. That is such a man. Warrior drew a bow that hung from the waist guard and knocked an arrow. That's the sound should go down. Had you been the one to grab me? Well, like mentioned, in Gyeonggu. Yep. Yeah, how do you think? Have signals arrows loosening? Seize the accused. Warrior who's locked the arrow. Showing the sky with a piercing way. Listen, with that, swing down the accused, and she'll come again from us. Did we get to fight with Kim?
조심하는 것이 좋지 않겠는가?
Fucking course not. She's not.
모지사씨께서도 누누이 말했지. 갑작스레 달라진 행동에 주의하라.
Yeah.
예측할 수 없게.
하나.
삐리리 빠! 하!
그렇지. 이거 공감 맞지? 바로 그거다 딸래.
필살!
바이올렛 브레이크 슬램.
이리 와.
우리는 멋있는 건 알아봤어.
반달리즘은 사절이랍니다.
Yeah, I think Vandal was like
확실한 것은 없네.
저런 실수도 나오는구나.
available.
그대는 어디까지 가고 있을지.
Alright, we have assist units. I forgot.
저기
그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸래.
거기서 지켜보시죠.
쳐다보기에는 우리 엄마 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
미래를 과거와 같이.
추풍 낙엽. 불면이 싸워도 낙엽은 반드시 떨어지니. 당연한 결과일 테야.
거긴 킬존이다.
우리 엄마 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
네 상대는 나야. 대전 둘.
망을 참아. 숨을 거두리라.
반듯한 일격이었어. 실로 군더더기였군.
그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸래.
파우스트, 신체파의 예술을 보여줄 시간이란다.
우두께서도 저런 위험을 보이시며 배워야 할 것을 배울 때가 있었지.
과거는 과거일 뿐이지. 건국 제1검조차 아니었던 내게 자랑할 만한 위험이 뭐 있다고.
반달리즘은 사절이랍니다.
보여드려야겠군요.
해금하겠네.
외면의 예술을.
혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 세금 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서 제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해드리면 됩니까?
Pulling chest. Interesting.
앵두야. 네가 하면 농이 아니라 진담 같으니 부디 그러지 말았으면 좋겠구나. 검은 지금 것으로 충분하다.
I want to say that.
되겠다.
쳐다보기에는 우리 엄마 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Bruh.
혈관의 덮개. 나쁘지 않아요.
사사.
삼성.
그렇지. 바로 그거다 딸래.
혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 세금 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서 제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해드리면 됩니까?
앵두야. 네가 하면 농이 아니라 진담 같으니 부디 그러지 말았으면 좋겠다.
감상은 어떤가요?
검은 지금 것으로 충분하다.
멋있는 건 알아가지고.
그쯤 해줬으니.
I'm sorry, if this is an abnormality, it looks like an aberration of Schadenfreude.
혹시 아냐? 나도 앵두 너처럼 새검 하나 생기면
필요하십니까? 그럼 사드려야죠. 값을 받고 빚이라도 내서 제일 좋은 검으로 하나 장만해 드리면 됩니까?
앵두야. 네가 하면 농야니를 진단
영감이
같으니
떠올랐어요.
둘이 그러지 말았으면 좋겠구나.
파우스트,
검은
신체파의
지금부터
예술을 보여줄
충분하다.
시간이랍니다.
저의 뼈로 틈을 잡고 저의 살로 채워놓은 외면의 예술.
쳐다보기엔 우리는 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Do we actually have a character for it though?
빛이 밝아
모두 진정하십시오. 저들은 요즘의 방법으로 다시 회복할
Because
수
it just
있습니다.
seems like
그래, 그게 정석이야.
a distortion. Like I know we have Bamboo had Kim or so, and that was before we had a character for Kim. But we also have the Shokun Hong Lu, and we don't have a characterization of the Shokun yet. So we'll see. It's a creation of a distortion.
우연한 일이 뭔가 이런
기꺼이
범이 무섭다고 산에 가지 않으면 결국 굶어 죽을 뿐입니다. 모두도 아시지 않습니까?
억제 완료.
쳐다보기엔 우리는 멋있는 건 알아가지고.
Yeah, it should be.
것도 없겠고.
Ezra's flashing the first skill. Wait, I forgot. I don't think
시간이 되었다.
SS units can clash properly, right?
그럼 안녕히.
항상 저희 영감을 일깨워 주시는군요.
대행 완료.
달빛이 밝아 그 문까지 발진난을 떠
지린을 열.
Still more. I think we can smash that dang thing smithereens, but yeah, but it's really hard to focus on one thing without huge warriors happening in reality as soon as we make ourselves an opening. It's not a lot. You see, if you just ripped a lot of them. I thought as soon as taking those home snatched more than so usual. It wasn't that we were up against an insurmountable foe, not even close. Not to mention how Ezra and Engu were here just to help us out. But Shite haven't had enough. About time they gave up in it. Boy, don't you go legging it again. It's okay, I feel sure it's kicking our butts, but I don't think they keep solving distortion. We that social laws is that way. I was just walking and it ain't like we can stop mid strategize. Battlefield constituting a batch between Incorp and S-Corp. We simply did not have the breathing room to focus on either objective or in the own goal. Who wins? I'm slashing that screen like replay with frightening force. Fine. Thank you, cover's back, too. Shall be done. Incorp was sending far too many people against us. There weren't that many at first, but it seemed like some spike in employee casualties in an area so close to this had alerted Incorp's our location. How do we get out of this? Got something out here? So I just stopped racking my brain trying to solve it. Navigate a situation I knew, so close to down. Instead, no one says who possibly have more experience in the field. First, I need to know if there's any way we can deal with the endless reinforcements Incorp is sending after us. And second, will Ting and Young or destroying that projector bring an end to this source phenomenon? I must be feeling that same match, it's unlikely that our present force was sufficient enough from the current rate of enemy reinforcements. Not only is this battlefield situated in close proximity to the enemy stronghold, but there's an unpredictable variable in that strange machine that makes neutralizing even a single wave of enemies. I regret to be the bearer of bad news, but we are trapped in the battlefield with but a single exit, which the enemies have already blocked. Without reinforcements of our own, there's little hope of prevailing against this current predicament. Yeah, it seems that way to me too. But maybe we can neutralize the source phenomenon at the very least. Perhaps preventing the invasions of the Phantom Store as our exit. How can we enter affecting the distortion? Wait, maybe during the LCE regular checkup back at the LCE. That's all you have to do is read aloud. What's another form of distortion? Apparently some kind of code. Right, keywords. It seems to be a location of distortion, which means that we're very concept where the brightly flashless and incorporate the twisted caricature S-Corp, so within its range. In other words, as long as I have the right keywords, I can summon an entrance to the legends from anywhere. Okay, so what are the keywords of this distortion then? I would have friends and say keywords for the distortion back, but this time we can figure it out on first things first, but one of them has to be photographs. Obviously been present through the entire phenomenon. Can I perhaps experience making one of them? He's unclose to since having briefly treated the battle to that finds. There's an undercurrent of obsession experiences staining each his every trail. It must have alternate relation to what this calls as distortion. Experience, a concept alone lacks substance. It must be something more grounded, something that is once synonymous experience, which while making a thorough line into Incorp's technology that was core of his obsession. An experience? Most likely makes house. Alright, that photograph and experience seems to justify us. Yeah, these kind of type of photographs they use to make an experience. So that's what sensation was. Mentioning the workshop of distortion plus that playing back. Going on the force over the dungeon of the Phantoms. How many other keywords could there be? Scraps. Sorry? Oh, I thought we were taking turns saying what might possibly just sort. Thinking about what the way you folks were saying your piece one after another. I thought it was going to be some sort of Zen riddle. Not a Zen riddle, no, but where's that from? Scraps from. God damn it, keep doing that. See, while enjoying the benefits of slacking off at work, all kinds of identities came to possess far more interesting qualities. There's even revealing secrets invisible to eyes focused elsewhere. Take our person of interest to Wit. He has been poking around this area of town with an eye-wateringly spectacular so conspicuously that every store owner I'd lightly chronicle the information I have tales to tell about. Each shall add another facet to this, the long saga of a once-driven man with a can-do attitude and an uncanny ability to pull himself by his bootstraps and a clear path towards Mnestic residence. He became so bewitched by photography that he eventually squandered his fortune in what was, in the end, nothing more than a pastime. And that went on until he found himself reduced to a pauper, barely making rent on a scrap heap of an apartment. So that is when each man has lost fortune in reality. I saw out his apartment and found a few scraps of his writing. When cold rain drips through the roof, when mold and tepid humidity together encroach from the earth, and the mind begins to wander lost. Mentioned madness is evoked in a form indistinguishable from drunkenness and pauper lizards. Shadow darker than any I can see in Kim's face crouched beneath the shade of his eyes. I see that look once in the past. Though it would be much more to say that I had heard in his voice the echo in his balance, sort of by guilt and regret. Perhaps I shouldn't be surprised by the fact that his distortion has among countless people here taken a particular interest in bamboo-headed again. Photography counts experience and scraps. Concerning the fountains and puzzle, the space between us foamed out of book and flash, opening a pathway to distortion's patterns. Well, we'll be right behind you, Executive Manager. Etc. This is what I had seen before. The gateway to one's fathoms. Huh. This is it, huh? Neat stuff. But, fortunately, I didn't have to return. We'll focus from our discussion back to the battle. Once the other stands were caught in the same predicament. Some managed to disengage from the battle. I heard to enter the dungeons and fathoms, but Hong Lu, Gregor, and several others were still busy holding off Necro employees. They gotta follow us through the air we run now, right? Probably. Even those who aren't changed to Dante like we are, it can travel through the path of one's hoping, so. Yeah, let's not drive ourselves into an even narrow corner. Fucking that thing. During that bamboo head came stepped up. So it's not one plus, but it should be enough of this. But I have a little wish set when some ill omens when placed detangling inside of a bizarre mess. Is that really what he thinks? There was something in his eyes that let me believe that there was more. This was about more than just staying behind tracker years. What the fuck? Eh? What a terrible front. Please try to pretend to be sincere and make it easy for us to believe. You think that's terrible exclusive don't fly? What are you trying to avoid, Soul Slinger? That's some kid trying to get out of doing some work. I remember hearing that entering Dungeon of Fathoms will bring one to the spiritual fathoms of Sorcerer is gazing into. And what lies within must be my very own. This is what the abomination is gazing into. Try then, you're coming with us. You ain't got to walking blind to a place we know shot about, mate. Guys in there, right? Oh, that's... He keeps it simple. You tried that too. You don't know how that homework like summer reading doesn't go away just because you don't look at it. It's still there, even as the summer break comes to an end, ruining the last day of your vacation into an all-night. Rising scour vibrating, waiting in agreement. Stop procrastinating, go do your summer reading. What was that you said? Basic homework to save the GPA? Use the sin, save the ego. That probably had to do with the company with expensive its employees. Oh, Junior. You guys too. LTB, I can handle them all on my own. You will make a lone sound. Hey, well, who the heck do you think I am? Heck, I'll show you who my team was, let's say, saying me out alone with you guys. Basically a monster of the least situation with team leader and be back in our duo days. I can handle them all on my own, no problemo. I want to see how you guys will handle the inflection point. But I guess you can never really have it. Oh well, guess I'll just trust our two team leaders handle that. You know, I think about it, I think I'm setting a pretty solid example of Team C, and I don't like this, but since I have no choice in the matter, as long as the employee card hangs from my chest. With a sigh, Kim shook his head and joined us, dragging his feet all the while. I shall take the vanguard. Mental, be one the interest, but take a step over there and you make sure. I can clearly see that Engdu. Bring me a ladder if you're really worried, why don't you? If you need a one? I mean, yes, you needn't worry.
귀하들이라면 능히 이길 것이라 믿... 우두?
Okay, I feel like Engdu has very clear
개갈 필요도 없어
autism,
보이니
or like
방에
very,
가서 세상 돌아가는
or is very
모습이나
clearly
보려는가?
not socially
승부수가 먹히고
adept. Even with Furioso, Furioso wasn't that
정착지를
great.
찾을 때까지
Damn.
이 기세를 잃지 않기를.
Okay. Give me... in my computer. Nope. That was a waste. Ugh. Never been so low on Lucy in my life. Okay. I hate to do this,
한동안
but I'm leaving it here. My headphones are popping for some reason, and it's pissing me off, so I don't want to fucking bother. So, with that, we are ending stream, and let's go raid.